Okay. Now, we'd like to call forward the wonderful Ian Black, Middle East editor of The Guardian. Ian, could you come forward?
Thank you. William, thank you very much. Good evening. Bahrain. Bahrain is a small and fascinating place. For my money, the most interesting country in the Gulf, with all due respect to the others. And of course, it's played its role, it's had a part in the extraordinary drama of the last 2 years or so of what we call still perhaps call the Arab Spring, even if what's happened there has been overshadowed by events elsewhere. It's, like other places too, an important and interesting part of the story of the struggle that's been going on there has been seen through the prism of the new media, the new technologies that we now all take for granted, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, and the things that have transformed the lives of many people across the world, but particularly perhaps in places where they've been able to serve as a tool of communication and of mobilization in difficult and repressive circumstances. So it's very appropriate, I think, that the winner of this year's outstanding contribution to new media is a blogger from Bahrain. The subjects that have been tackled include democracy and human rights and the spectre, the real spectre of sectarianism in that country. That has meant trouble with the authorities, it's meant time in prison, all along with a commitment to the principles of equality and non-sectarianism. The winner of the award, I'm struggling to not to be gender specific, but I'm going to lose at the point when I say he is known as the blog father. The blog father coined the brilliant phrase in the Bahraini context that you can see on badges and on wristbands that says, no Shia, no Sunni, only Bahrainis. That's a very important observation about this small and complicated place. And the winner is, cue video.
National identity. It is the environment, it is the village, the town or the city that a person grows up in. It is the things that surround that particular person that makes them feel at home, safe and secure. One might argue as well that all of these factors are present in any country in the world, in any environment as well. And that's true. That's very, very true. So there may be the factor most important that makes the person feel that deep sense of belonging is really the culture, the history of the place that he grows up in, the matter of pride that he has for that particular location. It is this sense of belonging that makes people lay down their own very lives to defend their country.
We've got the whole crew of Bahrain. The reason this is an important photo because today we've resolved the Bahrain issue. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. I really feel very honored to receive this award. I didn't really expect it, but being in such midst of such high caliber people, learning from you, listening to you is an inspiration in itself. there are quite a number of people and, of course, colleagues and organizations I'd like to thank. Maybe it's just too long. But chief amongst them is, of course, my long-suffering wife, who has put up with a lot of the shenanigans that blogging actually creates. And, of course, I would like to thank the NCF as well as the committee here. But I think most importantly, what I'd like to do is dedicate this particular award to the many thousands of harassed journalists as well as bloggers around the world. I remember two in particular as far as bloggers are concerned, one of which is my friend Zakaria al-Ashiri, who unfortunately died under torture in Bahrain, simply for just expressing his opinion in a small village blog that he wanted just to bring the community together. And also, if you read The Guardian today as well, of course, my good friend Ali Abdul Imam, who has been compelled to leave his land of his birth and seek refuge in the UK under very extreme circumstances because, again, he just expressed his opinion. You should, in the West, really feel very, very privileged that you can actually express your opinion without having that sword hanging over your head all the time, without having to live in uncertainty of what's going to happen next or when you're going to be picked up. You would not have that uncertainty of having a 3 o'clock knock on that door, or actually just a troop of people just barging in, guns raised, simply for just writing a silly little insignificant piece in an electronic forum or in a blog. A lot of things have happened since I started blogging. I hope that I've inspired a few people to transcend their differences. The kind of thing that I do is I'm just a simple Arab man trying to bridge a cultural gap. The cultural gap initially has been to try to get the Arabs and the West to understand their differences, to just accept the differences as well. Unfortunately, over the last 4 years, specifically since 2006, what's happened is that has been distilled in trying to address the issue of the various troubles that we've had in Bahrain. So instead of trying to bring the whole world to understand each other, the blog and my activities have transformed in trying to get the two Bahrainis sitting next to each other or living next to each other just to accept their differences. The work is not done yet. There's quite a lot of things to do. We have to understand that our destiny is quite shared. Our destiny is together. Our destiny is in acceptance. And our destiny is just professing the love of each other rather than investing in what differentiates us and pushes us apart. Bahrain has got its challenges. There is obviously hope for that to be resolved. But at the moment, the situation is quite bleak. And Bahrain, I think, needs all of us, all of our efforts in trying to get us to bridge that gap. So with that, I'd like to thank you again. I dedicate this reward again to my friend Zakaria. May God rest him in peace. And as well as Ali and the many, many bloggers around the world who have been harassed and chased out of their homes, for bringing you the raw data and the raw emotions of the streets upon which you can make your decisions. Thank you very much.